Listen at this push the stop. Barbecue sauce. Ba 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 ba.
Welcome to Nuptial Sports, episode number 6, where we discuss the Seahawks losing to the Carolina Panthers 27-23, second loss in a row. I'm Craig.
I'm Amy.
So, Amy, tell me how you feel about this game.
This game is another example of the heartache that I feel in the fourth quarter. I'm really tired of this constant, nothing happens in the fourth quarter, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to wonder if all of the miracles and greatness that we had happened to us all at once in that Green Bay game in the playoffs of last year.
Yeah, everything we had stored up just dumped out into that game.
Dumped in one and no more.
Well, I don't know. I would move to the next game and say that the heartbreak of the Super Bowl loss, the way that we lost, has carried over into the season, and we have lost that loving feeling. We have lost that winning edge. And I don't know if we'll get it back, but sure going to try. So let's break down the offense, defense, special teams. Starting with the offense, Amy, what grade would you give the offense?
The offense got a B from me this week. They didn't go as far as I'd like them to. Obviously, they should have performed better, but I was really impressed with the mojo between Wilson and Graham this week.
For sure. Yeah, Graham, he had his best game to date as a Seahawk. 8 catches, 140 yards. He did get open on those scramble plays for Wilson, which helped out a lot.
He's clearly following Wilson on the field when he starts to scramble, and that was huge, a huge change. Marshawn Lynch did pretty well, had his first touchdown of the season. Usually he carries for further. But what I noticed was as the game went on, protection for the pass and the run just fell apart.
Yeah, about end of the third, fourth quarter, it really did fall apart.
Yeah, there was no more pass protection or run protection at all.
So Rawls, after a breakout performance against the Bengals, he only had 1 carry for 8 yards.
That was a great carry. I mean, that was a great run, and we had nothing else out of him. So I'm kind of scratching my head going, why not a little more?
Well, you and I were talking earlier in the week about maybe setting up a split back formation with Rawls and Lynch in the backfield.
Yes.
Maybe do like a jet sweep fake to Lockett or something.
Yeah, or you've got Wilson in the middle. Mm-hmm. You've got split backs. You've got Marshawn over here, and you've got Rawls over here, and they take off towards the center, and everyone's going, "Where's it going?" You fake the handoff, throw to Jimmy Graham, touchdown.
Boom. I mean, we got the tools, we got the talent. We just need to put it all together. We did make a step in the right direction, which I am happy about. We need to keep feeding Graham. We had no turnovers.
Yep.
So that was great.
I
would also give the offense a B. I thought they did good.
Okay. And I got to say, though, one other thing that was crazy was the Wilson to Lynch to Wilson to Lockett.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that redeemed Lockett's catch from the Super Bowl, as far as I'm concerned. He went for that ball.
My goodness.
He snagged it out, right out from above the guy cleanly. It was outstanding.
Great. Well, it was one of those plays where if Lockhead didn't make an outstanding catch, it could have been intercepted or fallen apart. But gadget play, it ended up working out for him.
Yeah.
Need more of those maybe, huh?
Woo-hoo.
And now it's time for Amy's meme of the week.
This week's meme is thanks to the Indianapolis Colts for taking away our title for dumbest play in the NFL ever.
Meme of the week. And now it's time to talk defense and special teams. Beginning with the defense, Amy, how would you grade the defense?
The defense from me this week gets a C. I thought that their performance was much better than previous weeks. They seem to have a little bit of that swagger coming back. Especially you could see it amongst ET3, Cam. You could see it in the back. Definitely.
First half, Legion of Boom was back. I felt the passion. ET3, fire in his eyes.
ET3 was outstanding this game.
He should have had about 3 picks. He ended up with 1, but that one Williams mucked up for him, and you could see him just staring him down.
He was just
like,
what? That was mine.
Yeah, and there's another one that was just right through his hands, too.
He was phenomenal, just phenomenal. And that's why it was such a heartbreak that the game had to end with a stupid miscommunication.
So what happened? I mean, it was a tale of 2 halves for the defense. First half, old school Legion of Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, new school Legion of...
Conservative, boring.
Legion of conservative, boring, yeah.
That's basically
That's what it was.
It's sad because they just sort of got boring. They were really fired up the first half. They were making amazing plays with clean plays, and then suddenly fell apart.
Yeah, and Cam drove their offense 80 yards 3 different times to score a touchdown, and that's a big problem for our Legion of Boom. That just can't happen.
That's not good,
especially at the end.
And I need to say something, and let me just make this clear. Cam Newton,
Fig Newton.
If you're out there listening, I would highly recommend that you start wearing a mouth guard, especially when you're going to be up against defenses such as the Seattle Seahawks, because those teeth are going to get knocked out of there, baby. I mean, they're straight, they're nice now, but boy, bam.
Not to mention you look like a horse chewing on that gum all the time.
Yeah,
so,
let's stop that.
Anyway. Okay, well, good. So Pete Carroll and the players all admitted that final screw-up, which Greg Olsen caught that winning touchdown.
Easily.
Okay, easily just walked right in, nobody around him. They were looking at each other, you, me. They all said that it was because of a miscommunication. So what's going on with our defensive coordinator? He seems like a great guy, very well-spoken, very stern.
Yeah.
Seems like a military guy almost.
Right, first half was, you could tell there was fire there. I don't know. I mean, they're not perfect.
Right,
eventually
obviously.
Mistakes happen. Sadly, though, that play was easily stoppable in that corner. So, unfortunately, it was just a very poor situation.
Well, and here's what I noticed, too. They tried out 8 different players this week, new players, and out of those 8, I think about 5 or so were linebackers. So clearly they're wanting a new linebacker. They're thinking that's going to help out. I hope it does.
Yeah, I think we missed the presence of Bobby Wagner this week.
Big time.
A whole bunch.
Yeah.
A whole bunch.
I hope his pec is healed up.
Yeah. Oh, we need him.
All right, well, I would totally agree. I give them a C as well. How about special teams? Kind of a quiet day.
Special teams I give an A. I think, again, Hauschka's been perfect.
Perfect on the season.
Every time. And we're not talking, I mean, a lot of his kicks have come from long. These aren't just your typical 20, 25. We're talking like 45, 50, 52 yards.
Right.
So
he did hit the goalpost on that 30-yard kick. That gave me a
still
heart attack. Still winning. Still counts.
Winning.
Yeah, still counts.
So they've been great. They were steady. Lockett, even though he didn't get a major, huge run back, still, there was no bobbles. He didn't drop the ball. There was nothing screwy there. So they get an A for me.
Okay. Yeah, just a steady performance by the special teams. I would give them a B simply because they didn't really do anything to change the field of play. Late in the game, Ryan punted this beautiful punt, long, deep, but it just barely went into the end zone. And that was the end of the game, right before the winning drive. And if he could have pinned them at the 5 or whatever, that would have probably made a huge difference. But so I'm giving them a B.
Okay.
Hi, Sienna. Tell me, who is the best football team?
Seahawks!
Seahawks! You heard it here, folks. Sophia, the Seahawks lost again.
Oh.
Does that make you happy or sad?
Sad.
Really sad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Welcome back. And now for our deflated moment of the game, where you get to choose the moment that deflated you most about the loss. Was it A, the offense only producing field goals after interceptions and good field position? B, the defensive breakdown allowing the game-winning touchdown catch to Greg Olsen? Or C, The offense going 3 and out and 4 and out in their final possessions, giving the Panthers a minute 48 to score. Go ahead and weigh in and let us know what your deflated moment of the game was.
Amy, my deflated moment of the game was C, because I could just see it coming. I could see it. I could feel it. I felt like we were going to lose that game when we couldn't drive on offense, and I thought we were going to lose.
My deflated moment was B, that breakdown allowing that touchdown. It's just uncharacteristic of us. So.
True that. It was deflating as well. Now it's time for a new segment we're going to call Off the Field. There was a few off-the-field incidents that's happened in the last couple weeks. Last week, Derek Coleman, the alleged hit and run, there were no charges pressed against him, but it did end up giving him 2 nights in jail, and he was suspended in this last game. But they've lifted that suspension. Hopefully he'll play this Thursday. And apparently Fred Jackson and Marshawn Lynch were racing, according to TMZ, and Fred Jackson accidentally hit a stop sign. But that's TMZ. And
some other reports have read that the police officer said there was no evidence of racing involved in the accident. And back to Derek Coleman, I really hope to goodness that it's not true, whatever happened there, that there was some kind of mistake, because he has been such an inspiration for a lot of the community, being deaf and playing football. So, we love you, Derek. We're really hoping that this is not the case. And, Fred Jackson and Lynch, if you're racing, naughty.
Yeah, naughty. But you know what? I think the big lesson we can all learn from this is don't jump to conclusions. There's a press out there, TMZ, and I'm even going to throw ESPN in there as well, who loves to stir up controversy. I mean, look at Monday Night Football games. ESPN is just eating up the controversial calls. So don't jump to conclusions unless you actually know what's happening. In these 2 cases, they're unfounded.
Yeah.
So that's all the time we have for Nuptial Sports. For better, for worse, I'm Craig.
And I'm Amy.
Go Hawks.